Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 88 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Pasta Van Stratton. Alongside me is Rodney Newpol. We're 1 year later. We're still doing this show, this stupid little show. Rodney, happy 1 year anniversary to us, to our show.
Yeah, no, you as well. And I was just thinking about that. I was like, okay, so if this is 1 year, we've basically put in 52 weeks, and this is 88. So like, okay, we've taken a few shows off, but every show takes a few times off. Like let's say we got like 6 weeks vacation. I mean, we've done pretty good, man. We've done pretty good. 88 shows in a year. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. But anyways, it's worth the pay. It's worth the pay we get for the 88 shows. But yes, thank you. And thank you to all the listeners for allowing us to make it to 80 or 88 and to 1 year. And happy Tuesday night to you. Check out my first ever Yeti. You see this one? This Morton Hog on there. I won this Saturday night. Yeah.
Did they rip off that hog from the University of Arkansas?
I honestly don't know the answer to that. And I've never gotten the answer why our football team is the Hogs. Nobody ever really wants to give me an answer. They're just like, that's just what they are. So anyways, I won that at the Hog Roast on Saturday night. And so shout out to the Morton Hogs who have their first game on Friday. My first ever Yeti. There it is.
That's nice. That's a nice Yeti. All right. I need you to hold up the logo to the camera real quick. We need to do this. Hold it up closer so I can really. I mean, it's pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Well, that's like a running high school thing. Like high schools all across our great nation have been ripping off college and pro sports logos for years. Like my old high school, we were the Huskies, and the Husky was a very obvious ripoff of the Washington Huskies logo. And then they were legally forced to change it probably less than 10 years ago. I've seen like a lot of schools that have the G. I think there's actually one locally too that has a G logo, and it's clearly the Packers one, but it's just different colors. I've seen rip off the Patriots. I've seen a lot of that. Yeah, like all over the nation, they're ripping off. And I'm glad to see that Morton High School is doing the same with the University of Arkansas, because I'm pretty sure they just made an all-white version of the Razorbacks logo.
Yeah. So first of all, we don't want to get anybody in trouble for infringement violations. So we're just going to say they did not. But my only response to you is that so Chino Hills, right? That's what you're talking about. Yeah. So they probably only had to change theirs because they became popular 10 to 15 years ago. Yeah. If the Ball brothers wouldn't have gone there and played there, probably the logo wouldn't have changed because nobody would have cared.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. They were under the radar to where they could get away with it, but then they got too popular. Yeah. All right. Like here's the Washington Huskies. That's the Husky right there. So my high school's old logo was that.
That's pretty close.
It's this. No, I mean it's the same. It's the same damn Husky. It's the same Husky.
Yeah.
So and now they've had to change it. So not where I expected the show to start. But thank you for offering the Yeti. That's called content. That's adapting on the fly.
Yeah.
To whatever gets thrown at us. But
I kind of like the Yeti. I've never really had one. I'm a big water drinker, you know that, and just keeps it cold. Like it got a nice handle on it. It's got straw. I'm good. I kind of like it. So there you go.
See, I've been going with the Stanley.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup. I got that last year. A couple years ago when I first heard about Stanley Cups, I was very confused because everyone was talking about Stanley Cups, and obviously my mind went to hockey. How could it not? But like there are people on this planet who, when they hear the term Stanley Cup, only think about the cup and not anything with hockey, which is insane to me. So that's been fun. But like now it's got me, whenever I reference my Stanley here, I call it Lord Stanley. So that's my nickname for it. Yeah. All that to say, we've been doing this stupid show for a year now. As you can see, we've come a long way. We talk about really whatever's on our mind, and this is the final week without NFL football, because in less than 10 days, we will have the NFL on our TV, a Thursday night game. It happens to be my two least favorite teams in the NFL, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm fired up. I'm excited about it. But in the meantime, college football is back. Week 0 was last week. I know you watched some of the game in Ireland. I caught it as well. I saw the first couple drives, and it consisted of a muffed punt and then a fumble near the goal line in like the first 8 minutes of college football. So it was a good reminder that even two of the top 25 teams in the nation, it can be, mistake filled sometimes. That's that's college football.
Oh yeah, fairly ugly game, to be honest with you, and it was a good win for Iowa State to go over there and pick up a win. And then I was able to see a little bit of the Kansas Fresno State game as well, the renovated Booth Stadium there in Lawrence. But college football is back, and actually, so Thursday, and we won't talk too much about the Thursday games, but there's a pretty solid game between Boise State and South Florida Thursday night that might be a little interesting. Boise State, of course, was good last year, but don't have Ashton Genty. And South Florida is always kind of tricky. So that should be a good one. But yes, there is a good dozen games or so on Thursday. We'll get to our best bets for betting on Friday for the weekend games, though.
The return of best bets for betting. Like, you've been doing your best bets for betting on the Substack every single day, for the whole damn year.
Correct.
But I will now be offering my best bets for betting on the show to publicly humiliate myself every single week, because it never seems to go well. But that's okay. All right, so we're going to get to plenty more college football. We want to look at some of the best games this weekend. NFL cut day was today, so now all of the NFL rosters across the league are down to 53 men. I want to start real quick in baseball, though. Baseball's still going on. I know you know that. You've been following the sport intently as the Cardinals are trying to push for a playoff spot, I guess. Maybe.
No.
It's hard to believe that the Cardinals are ahead of 7 teams in the National League. Like, you would think that as the Cardinals get 17,000 people in their stadium and they're under 500, that they would be out of it, but they only have the Reds in between them and a playoff spot.
Well, so. But they got to catch. They would have
and
to
the Mets
New,
and the
New
Mets.
York.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 6 games with the Reds. They're on. Cardinals are going to get beat tonight. Andre Palante gave up 8 runs in the first 2 innings to the Buccos, so they're down 8-3 in the 9th now. They do have the Buccos for 2 more. Sonny Gray goes tomorrow, and Miles Michaelis on Thursday, and then the Reds come to town. Cardinals Reds weekend. So these next 5 games, I think if they want any chance, they really need to win 4 of them. They need to win 2 of these against Pittsburgh and 2 against Cincinnati. If they want any chance, and that brings them to September. And at that point, if they're 4 or 5 games out, maybe there's a chance. But this team's just not very good, and they're really banged up. Nolan Arenado's been out quite a while. Wilson Contreras has been in and out. Contreras is going to get suspended, or he already did. One of the two.
6 games. 6 games suspended.
Yeah.
So all week.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to appeal that, right? I mean, that's how this works. Like, they're going to cut that. It's weird too, and I know I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the suspension, because he does. But like, I'm not even sure he deserved to get thrown out in the first place. And so, like, him losing his mind maybe isn't warranted, but was kind of warranted. Yeah. Like he is, anyways. But yeah, they're going to miss him. They just have a rash of injuries and just simply not very good. Cardinals not very good.
Not very good. Who is very good is this Cal Raleigh character, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners. He's up to 50 home runs. So he is now, 50 home runs, and it's August 26th. Like, we got a month of baseball left. It is not inconceivable for him to hit 60 home runs this year.
Yeah, it's wild.
And I looked because for the entire season, Aaron Judge was the runaway favorite to win the MVP. Even as Cal Raleigh went on his home run surge in June, early July, I closed the gap a little bit. But as of today, Cal Raleigh is the new favorite to win the MVP award in the American League. I looked at DraftKings and FanDuel. He's minus 125. Aaron Judge is minus 110. And Judge, Judge's overall numbers, like this is going to be another case of the advanced stats versus just like how we used to vote for awards. Because all right, so obviously Judge has him in batting average, right? He's gonna have a significantly higher batting average. But if you look at the things like, his WRC plus and his OPS and sort of all of those types of metrics, Judge, it clears them by a mile. That said, it's going to be really, really hard for voters to ignore a catcher who, let's say he hits, I don't know. What do you think he finishes at right now? Gut feeling.
I'll go 58.
Okay, so catcher hits 58 home runs, gets his team to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to beat. I mean,
even if he hits 260, which I think he's 260 something right now.
Yeah,
which is 60 points behind Aaron Judge. But it's not going to matter if he hits over 55 homers and the Mariners make the playoff. I mean, it is the best offensive season by a catcher that we've ever seen in baseball. And he's doing that as a switch hitter. He's hit like 30 from the left, 20 from the right. And I'm saying that's as a Yankee fan. Like it's going to be really, really hard to ignore Cal Raleigh and to say that he shouldn't be the MVP, especially with Judge sort of skidding a little bit in the last month or so.
Yeah, and I guess my question is going to be like, so now what does it take for Aaron Judge to overtake him, back? And it's not going to take a lot because it's pretty close. Like the odds are pretty close. Like, is it simply going to come down to who has the best month?
It's funny because sometimes it does come down to that last month. Like I remember, do you remember a few years back where Matt Carpenter and Javi Baez were both on absolute tears, and they seem to just go back and forth until September rolls around. Christian Yelich puts up an ungodly month, and then he ends up stealing the MVP away from both of them. And it was a deserved MVP, but like it was sort of that last surge where the whole time we were talking about Matt Carpenter, Javi Baez, and those were the guys.
Yeah.
So it can sort of, it can change in that last month. So to answer your question, yeah, Judge is, I think, sitting, I don't know if he's at 40 or he might be a one or two ahead of 40 right now, but it would probably take Aaron Judge hitting at least 50 homers. He's going to win a batting title. Yankees, if they have a better record, I don't think they have to win the division, which certainly help, but better record than Seattle. Yeah, it's going to be close. But then you run into the issue of voter fatigue, because Judge has already won a couple MVPs, and it's one of those things like we saw it in the NFL this year with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, where it's like, was Lamar Jackson overall better by the stats? Yeah, but like Josh Allen was also really good, and Buffalo was really good, so we're going to give it to him. And they might do that with Cal Raleigh. Right. And that's not a knock on Cal Raleigh. I'm just trying to think realistically of like how the voters would go about that.
Right. No, I think you're probably right. The excitement is more for Cal Raleigh. Like the Aaron Judge season this year is kind of ho-hum, right? Like, trust me, he's having a great year, but like people are like, yeah, okay.
Well, it's funny. It's like it's exactly right. Like it's what happened with Mike Trout a few years ago, where we got so numb to just like the consistency that it was just anyone else that was having a great. Oh, Josh Donaldson. Is that like no one's going to say Josh Donaldson's better than Mike Trout was like in their primes, but Josh Donaldson had a really good year. So it's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. Like Aaron Judge is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Cal Raleigh, it looks really good, but like it's still too early to know if Cal Raleigh is going to end up being a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. But like yeah, if the two of them are close enough, generally speaking, they're going to give it to the guy that doesn't already have the hardware.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm putting, I'm putting money down now. I mean, I'm probably putting it on the underdog just because it has better value, because I think it is very split right now. But if because my guess is if anybody's going to go on a slump over the last 5 weeks, my money is on Kyle Raleigh to do that, right? Like 3 home runs
I
over
would
the last
say,
month.
yeah.
He drops to 250, 240. He's in the 240s, something like that. It would take a poor month, but that's gonna hurt him. Whereas Judge hits another 8-9 home runs, and so if I'm betting this right now, I'm taking the slight underdog in Aaron Judge. But I not very many people are putting wagers down on September 1st for American League MVP. They've done that long before now. But you do get Judge at plus money. Okay.
Yeah, it's close right now. So you have to hope that, maybe Raleigh hits another home run or two this week. The gap widens, and then you just bet on Judge having a big September. Yeah. And you also have to factor this in too. So Kyle Raleigh's catching. There's more just sort of physical toll that he's doing right now than Judge's, who's been DHing exclusively for a few weeks now as he continues to rehab that elbow injury. Yeah, I'm looking at the OPS plus here. So even still with Judge, almost what, 10 or 11 homers behind? Yeah, 10 homers behind because he's at 40 and Raleigh's right at 50. So Cal Raleigh's OPS plus is 168, which is really good. Yeah. Aaron Judge is still, despite scuffling and scuffling is like a light word. It's just, he was that good in the first 3.5 months of the year. His OPS plus is still 202, which leads all of baseball.
Right.
It's not too far removed from his OPS plus the 2 years that he did win the MVP in 22 and 24. So he's pretty much hitting very close to where he's been, where they said, "Hey, you're the MVP." It's just he missed a couple games, but still leading the league in WAR, leading the league in batting average, in slugging, and on base percentage. It's a debate. It's a debate for sure, and I'm glad it is, because it seems like the other awards that we have, like Ohtani's running away with NL MVP. Well, I guess the Cy Youngs are pretty close too, because I was like Tariq Skubal and Garrett Crochet are neck and neck last I saw.
Yeah, and Skubal just had a pretty poor start, gave up a grand slam in his last start, so that's not going to help his cause at all.
Well, but you saw it. So 6 runs, but only 1 earned run. So his ERA barely suffered as a result of it.
Yeah, I mean, it still wasn't a great start for him, but I guess that's not gonna kill him too much. But Skubal. I mean, I thought for a while that maybe there was an opportunity that Kyle Schwarber could make a run at Shohei Ohtani, but I just don't. Yeah. I doubt it. I mean, Schwarber's 13-1, so I'm guessing there's nobody really on that train. Cy Young, Skubal -125, Crochet 100. Skeens is running away with it in the National League despite being under 500. Rookie of the Year, Nick Kurtz running away with it. And then so the National League, Cade Horton, Isaac Collins, Drake Baldwin, all 3 probably could take either one right now. And I think I don't think, I mean, it's real close, +150, +185, and +210. So that's probably that is the closest one.
All right, this might sound silly, but Paul Skeens, is he somehow underrated?
I mean,
well, I know. So let me back up here. Like everyone knows how great he is. Started the All-Star game. Got the celebrity girlfriend. I guess technically celebrity. I don't know. But do you think people are aware just of how low Paul Skeens' ERA is and just how great his stats have been just because he's pitching for a last place team? Like it's almost so, like if I told you the numbers that he had this year, it would sound like what Jacob deGrom was doing for the Mets in his prime.
Yeah. I mean, it rivals the 1 year of Jake Arrieta. I mean, what was
Jake Arrieta cheated to get there.
There's absolutely no doubt about that. And I mean that's one of the easiest discoveries of all time. But yeah, I mean, he's 2.07. I mean, Skeens is, and I'm looking at that and it's like, okay, Matthew Boyd, Andrew Abbott, and Cristobal Sanchez have been, I mean, they're at 2.66, right? That's pretty good. But Skeens is way ahead of that in the National League. And Skeens is second. He's likely gonna win the National League in strikeouts because Zach Wheeler's out. So Skeens is gonna catch Wheeler. He's just basically gonna have to hold off Logan Webb or Dylan Cease. So he's gonna win ERA. He's gonna win strikeouts. Obviously he's been snake bitten by wins, but we know wins aren't necessarily factoring into this. So yeah, I mean, the dude's having a fantastic year. He's awfully good. A future Yankee.
I mean, I programmed to just assume everyone's going to be a Dodger. It's going to be Paul Skeens and O'Neal Cruz packaged together to the Dodgers in exchange for 4 prospects that MLB.com and the other nerds allegedly tell us are high-level prospects, even though only one of them will become a regular major leaguer and none of them will be stars. Because
don't forget they'll throw Brock Stewart in.
No, and Brock Stewart. No, yeah. So no, they'll do one of their young vets who did have promise. So like that's what like Gavin Lux was, or like Jonathan or Dustin May. So yeah, who's one of the young guys right now in the Dodgers? That's like it'll be Andy Pages when he crashes back down to earth in a couple years. Andy Pages will go to Pittsburgh, and then they'll have 4 prospects that MLB.com says are all top 40 prospects in baseball somehow. Did I know I talked about it in the group chat a little bit. I don't think I've given that rant on the air here. Can we all just agree on something like, how you said that Jake Arrieta was cheating that one year in 2015 and it was very obvious? It's very obvious to me that there is a giant collective conspiracy that all of baseball media needs to vastly overrate the Dodgers farm system. Every single year, no matter what, the Dodgers seem to have a top 5 MLB.com says the Dodgers have the number 1 prospect pool in all of baseball, despite trading all these guys, blah, blah, blah. Well, if their prospect pool was so great and so good, then why is it that all of the great prospects that they've traded for over the last few years, like 95% of them were very, very average to below average players? They have a very low hit rate on stars. Meanwhile, the Padres, who they said had a very good farm system, actually did, because look at CJ Abrams and James Wood and Mackenzie Gore and all these other guys that they traded who ended up being really good players. Dodgers don't have that. You got a couple, but like, why are we sitting here and saying that, oh yeah, this is an amazing farm system year after year? They got 8 guys on the top 100 and like one of them is going to be a major league player. And we're just gonna keep lying to people and saying that it's a great farm system. It makes no sense.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a good point, because it gives the Dodgers such leverage when it comes to deals too, right?
Right. That's it. That's really what it is, because then they could just say, "Oh, well, we're giving you 3 guys, 3 of the top 100 prospects in all of baseball," even though like these guys are top 100 prospects. Right. There's no way. And it happens every damn year, and it's exhausting. Like, they got some 16-year-old that they just signed, and he's instantly a top 50 prospect in baseball. And then he's not going to pan out, and we're just going to forget about it, because there'll be another one that gets wildly overrated because it's the Dodgers.
They can go get legit stars for.
Yeah. That's it. So that's all.
So moving on here, today was the day the MLB schedule came out. And so we're going to continue with the Tim rants, because you hate it. I don't love it. Real quick. So the Cardinals start the season at late March, something you're going to discuss. They host Tampa Bay to start the season. Why are they not at Tampa Bay? I don't understand that. The Cardinals have a random Saturday off this year in Kansas City, But come to find out, it's during the World Cup. Okay, great. But why is there even games that weekend of the World Cup, right? Like, you know what the World Cup schedule looks like. You can keep Kansas City out of town that weekend. And you obviously, you never liked the MLB schedule. So give a few of your MLB schedule rants.
Yeah, those who know me, and you know me pretty well, those who know me know that one of my biggest gripes with baseball is how early they insist on starting the season. Baseball, okay, it's America's pastime, or at least it used to be. Baseball is not a March sport.
No.
It is a spring sport, which means April or later. I would be totally fine with a mid-April start. And you know what? I might even say something a little sacrilegious here. I would rather them play fewer than 162 games if it meant starting the season in the middle of April. I would be okay with that. I'd be okay trimming it down to 150 games if it meant we start on April 15th. Jackie Robinson Day, opening day. Amazing. Beautiful. And guess what? It's not going to be snowing outside because we're starting the year earlier and earlier. We're not considering the weather in some of these places. I've said it for years, man. If they are going to start this early, then figure out a way to where everyone's playing somewhere warm or indoors. I'm so sick of, hey, it's opening day and we have 4 games getting rained out because or colded out because we put games in Detroit on March 27th and it's 31 degrees outside. It's the stupidest thing ever, and it's not baseball. And it's such a buzzkill where it's like you've been waiting all winter for baseball to come back, but hey, guess what? It's still freaking winter. But we're bringing it to you anyway, and it's so stupid. Like they're starting the first game of the year is Yankees Giants. It's a standalone game Wednesday night, March 25th. Every other team plays March 26th. March 26th is so early.
Yeah.
What is that, Sweet 16 weekend? It's opening day. I got to check. I'm pretty sure it might be the Sweet 16 opening day of Major League Baseball, which is just asinine.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the Thursday night, which, yeah, you're right. So it's the opening weekend and then the Thursday night Sweet 16 games. Yeah, that does not make a lot. Yeah, though. So like Major League Baseball. Okay, so you mentioned April 15th. I would even say April 6th, Monday, April 6th. Started on a Monday. You got the fresh week. You're into April. You've seen a few April days. Get the season going from there. And that puts the NCAA. Well, that's national championship night usually. But okay. Anyways, like, why are we battling with the NCAA tournament? I know Major League Baseball does not care. But like, why? It doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense. But here we are, March 26th, starting baseball.
Yeah. Sweet 16, opening day baseball, same day. Like, I'm sorry, it's going to be really, really tough for people like you and me, who, despite us really liking baseball, we also love March Madness. Like, okay, Rodney, you have one television. Okay? You have one choice between St. Louis Cardinals opening day that Thursday hosting the Tampa Bay Rays or NCAA tournament Sweet 16. You can only watch one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching the tournament. Unfortunately, I'm gonna buzzkill your game here. Fortunately, they'll play at 3:00. The Cardinals will. So it won't be a choice. But if it's a 7:00 game on Sweet 16, I'm watching basketball tournament. I mean, everybody knows I'm watching every second of every NCAA tournament game. So, but the one thing they do right is they at least put it in a day game. Thank you for allowing it to be a day game.
And my last point, as I just continue to rip on baseball, and I mentioned this to you briefly before we started our anniversary show. So how long have we been doing the every team plays every team thing in baseball?
It's been a couple years now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, been several years.
So at first, I will admit full transparency. At first, I was fine with it. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. teams that you don't normally get to see coming to a different stadium. Like, okay, yeah, it's not like the Yankees are going to be coming to St. Louis every other year. That's cool. That's a cool thing. Upon reflection, I don't like it anymore. I don't like it. Like, I would rather see 6 more games Yankees Red Sox. Like, I would rather see 6 more meaningful rivalry divisional matchups than watching the Cardinals play the Rays on opening day. Like, I'd rather see Cardinals Cubs than Cardinals Rays.
Yeah.
At opening day. And I think I would be totally fine with interleague going back to what it used to be way back when, where it was just, hey, dedicated interleague play for 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever it was, like middle of the season, where everyone did interleague, and then that was that. And that's it. And then you just face a new division each year, and then that's it. So what? Okay, so then the Yankees would come to St. Louis once every 6 years. Okay, good, great. It makes them all the more special. So that's all. That's my final anti-baseball thing for you tonight.
I'll throw a zinger at the Cardinals here. Maybe if they came every 6 years, there'd be more than 26,000 people there.
Yeah, true that, man. True that. All right. NFL. Today was the cut day across the league where all 32 teams had to trim their rosters down to 53 players. A couple noticeable guys. Like I saw quite a few teams release, a couple teams released a 3rd round pick that they had just last year. Seahawks released Marquez Valdez-Scantling, which I thought was kind of surprising because MVS, I think, was initially supposed to be like their 3rd receiver there. And they just signed him this offseason. So that was one that stuck out to me. As far as like the quarterback carousel goes, the Browns traded Kenny Pickett, who they acquired this offseason. So they went to the Raiders to replace Aiden O'Connell, who's going to be hurt for the first several weeks of the year. So the Browns are going into the season with Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, who's officially the number 2, and then Shedeur Sanders, who will be the ever important emergency quarterback game days. So,
yeah.
So,
I mean, I can't say we can be overly surprised that Cleveland trimmed it to. I mean, they couldn't keep 4, right? Like they had to do something was going on. I Pickett's deal. I mean, I guess they just felt like he had no. I mean, it was kind of a weird deal anyway because you're going to go with one veteran. Why have a second veteran and block both rookies? From giving that second and third string. So, I mean, Pickett's will be okay in Vegas though, right? Like was he going to be backup right away in Vegas, right?
Yeah. He'll be the number 2 behind Geno Smith. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably a better situation for Pickett. I mean, I don't think you want to be in Cleveland because like Flacco has shown that. I mean, here's the deal with Pat. If Pickett's just average, Cleveland fans are not going to want him, right? Like they're not going to want him. They want to see the young guys. So at least in Vegas, like Geno goes out, he can be average there, and there's probably a little less like, well, thank you for coming over because we didn't have another backup. So at least we have you. I don't know. I just think it's probably a better move for Pickett, and obviously it makes sense for Cleveland.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a list right now of some of the big name players that were cuts. A couple veterans. You mentioned this earlier, Robert Woods. That might have been a surprise cut a little bit by the Steelers. He wasn't very productive last year with Houston. It kind of seems like he's sort of might have to consider hanging it up. Maybe he has one more year left in him. Maybe someone will bring him on here. But that was a surprise. Hunter Renfrow didn't play at all last year. I was hoping that he was going to come back with the Panthers, but he was just cut by the Panthers. MVS, who I mentioned with the Seahawks. Michael Gallup was a Commander who I just learned that. I guess he was retired last year, and then he attempted the comeback, but he didn't make the roster there. On defense, Shiloh Sanders, the other Sanders rookie who's in the NFL, perhaps His last NFL moment was punching the guy on Buffalo.
Yeah, not great. Not great. And he got offered a contract in Toronto, right?
Yeah, they have some CFL rights on him. Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker, used to play for Arizona, was with the Giants a couple years, was with the Packers. He was cut. He was former 8th overall pick by Arizona just 5 years ago. Another high pick who I think a lot of people questioned at the time. Do you remember Cleveland Farrell, who was the Raiders' 4th overall pick in 2019? This was going to be his 3rd team with Washington. I guess he was with Washington last year, but he was cut. Mike Hilton, longtime secondary corner for the Dolphins, he was cut as well. Quarterback carousel, a couple guys. Desmond Ridder was cut from the Bengals. Jake Haener, who was actually one of the quarterbacks that they were talking about potentially starting for New Orleans, he was cut. Kyle Trask from the Bucs is gone. Hendon Hooker, the Lions, who was the 3rd round pick of theirs just 2 years ago, has been the backup for Jared Goff for the last couple of years. He was cut. And my guy, Tommy Cutlets, the era comes to an end. It's obvious he's going to be a New York Jet, right?
I mean, yeah, probably.
So who's the Jets' backup quarterback?
That's what I was going to say. Who's behind Justin Fields?
I could not tell you in a million years. I'll pull it up. Oh, it's still Tyrod Taylor. It's still Tyrod. Oh, okay, but they don't have a 3rd quarterback right now. So yeah, Tommy DeVito is a 3rd option.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Just like and giant, like I don't know, like people were making such a big deal out of that too, as if he wasn't the 4th string quarterback going into this year. It's like, I'm not going to carry 4 quarterbacks on the roster.
No, same thing with Cleveland. You're just not gonna have 4. Yeah. There's no reason to have 4, and he was expendable. But yeah, no, I that does make sense. Tommy stays in New York and goes to the Jets, and his legacy continues there in the Big Apple.
That's my prediction. That's my prediction anyway. Or maybe he just stays with the Giants and ends up on the practice squad. We'll see. All right. Real quick, we're going to talk a lot more college football on Friday. We'll break down our official predictions, our best bets. But just looking ahead, we're starting off the college football season pretty strong.
Yeah,
I have to say. There's a lot of really high quality games in week 1. Yeah, I guess week 1 technically started because they don't really like using the term week 0 anymore. You mentioned earlier Boise State, South Florida on Thursday will be good. There's plenty of games on Thursday all across the nation. You got a couple on Friday as well. You got like Western Michigan and Michigan State. Illinois plays on Friday. So 12th ranked team in the nation, the Diamond Dudes. And then Saturday, where right off the bat, first thing, 11 a.m., we got Texas, Ohio State, 2 of the top 3 teams in the nation. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Did you see the drama today about how Ohio Stadium was apparently banning Dave Portnoy from attending?
Yeah.
But that is not true, apparently.
So, yeah. So what's the latest on that? So the initial report was that they were banning him. But then they said that that's not true. But Fox is just holding him out of Columbus. Like, what?
Are they worried about his safety? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's possible there that they just don't want him inciting the excitement that some of these fans will have. I don't know. I haven't heard, but he's supposedly not banned. But here we go. We're gonna see Dave Portnoy every Saturday. Yay.
Yeah. And also, here's the thing. I don't think any sport is worth, like, I'm going to attack this person and actually try to harm them. Like, I root for Ohio State. Oh, he roots for Michigan. I'm going to try to hurt him with my fists. Like, I don't understand how people take it to that level in general.
Yeah, I mean, you see those NFL fights for every Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously it's alcohol. Alcohol is involved. I mean, that's apparent.
Love alcohol though. Yeah. Love it.
But anyways, no, I don't know what's going on there. But yes, that should be a good game. And don't forget Illinois State at Oklahoma.
I was just going to say, man, your alma mater at Oklahoma in Norman, they're a 35.5-point underdog.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if you've been, doing your research, looking at Illinois State's, it's a decent Division II program. Do you feel like they can keep the game within 5 scores?
I do. Yeah. I have never been overly impressed with Brent Venables, what he's done there in Oklahoma. I'm still a Bob Stoops guy from years ago. I wish he was still there and was running that program. I'm not super sold on Oklahoma. Now, don't get me wrong. The Redbirds are not going to go to Norman and win. But I would take them 5 touchdowns. Yes. I don't know if they'll be best bets for betting, but I would take them 5 touchdowns. Yes. Go Redbirds.
And then we got 2 exciting games on Sunday.
Yeah.
2 I would say the closer games. Typically like first week of the year you get a lot of pretty lofty spreads. Sunday, our buddy Aaron, his Virginia Tech Hokies at South Carolina as an 8-point dog. And then 6:30, Notre Dame, Miami. And I'll tell you right now, and perhaps because I some of the shows I listen to, they sort of keep track of what's going on at Miami with Carson Beck and everything. I'm shocked that Miami's an underdog in this game. 2.5 points. I feel like Miami's going to win that game outright.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Notre Dame has all the love from last year, making the college football playoff, making the championship. But yeah, I mean, I like Miami there as well. And
the thing is too, like Notre Dame didn't settle on a quarterback until last week sometime. Like they did not have a clear cut starting quarterback. Where, like, say what you want about Carson Beck, he had a tough year. But this was a guy who at this time last year, he was in the conversation as a potential first overall pick in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the guy is incapable of playing quarterback in college at a high level. And I feel like Miami's in a really good position to make a wave. Just kind of like how they did last year against Florida, where they just beat down the Gators week 1. I could see something similar on Sunday.
Yeah, I think probably Notre Dame's still getting the love, of Marcus Freeman, being a tough-nosed coach and having all those guys back, that they do have back. But I mean, yeah, this is a big one for Miami because they have Bethune-Cookman and South Florida after that, and then they play the Gators and Florida State. But that ACC is not real good outside of Clemson, and the Hurricanes do not play Clemson this year. So with 12 teams in the mix, this would be a huge one for Miami to win early. They would be in a really good spot for a college football playoff spot if they can get by Notre Dame. So yes, this is a big one. I'm also leaning this side of Miami as well, especially as an underdog, and maybe take a money line and see if I can get some positive money on that one.
Apologies if you mentioned it already. Going back to Saturday real quick, that LSU Clemson game. It's probably the second best game on the slate behind Texas, Ohio State. Clemson a 3.5-point favorite at home. I know a lot of people that are very, very high on Clemson this year. Like Cade Klubnik is a serious Heisman candidate with NFL prospects. Clemson's in a good conference for them to pretty much dominate. And like a win like this against LSU, who right now is the 9th ranked team in the nation, I could see that really setting the tone for their season. Where are you at on that game right now? You don't have to give your official pick if you don't want, but what's your initial lean there?
Yeah, no, I'm probably taking Clemson as well. And I you mentioned Cade Klubnik, and you also mentioned their schedule is super soft. I mean, this is the game that could trip them up. But even this loss, then they still have plenty of opportunity to get back. I mean, Bill Belichick's waiting, October 4th, but North Carolina, I don't think is all that good.
Where's Bill playing, by the way, week 1? Where's UNC?
Yeah, so the Tar Heels are hosting the Horned Frogs.
Monday.
Monday. Yeah, so it's a standalone. The whole nation's gonna see Belichick. So college football did a good job this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Honestly, I'm a little surprised college football didn't go ahead and take Tuesday. I guess maybe they don't want to then turn around and be quick for week 2. But there's some teams taking off week 2. Already like they just don't not everybody play. So why you couldn't play a Tuesday game? It's such. I mean, after Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, put a Tuesday game. People are going to watch it. So interesting. But yeah, Monday standalone, TCU, North Carolina. Everybody will see Belichick in that one.
Is it dangerous to make Bill Belichick's team a 3-point home underdog? Now, okay. Not a full transparency. I have no knowledge of how good TCU is going to be, and I have no knowledge of how good UNC is supposed to be. Like I do not know. You probably know better than I do if there's something obvious that I'm missing here. But like just on the surface, Bill Belichick, week 1, home underdog. It feels like one of those things that they're just begging the public just to throw all of their money at. Like I'd be shocked if the general betting public is not throwing all of their money toward Bill and the Tar Heels.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be sold out, right? It's like sold out crowd, big game with Belichick. The stadium's gonna be crazy. So I think you're right in that regard. I haven't broke down the two teams. I know, Mac Brown's final year in Chapel Hill wasn't real good. They didn't. I mean, they lost Omar and Hampton. He's kind of a sexy underdog pick in a lot of fantasy drafts for NFL. I don't know. Like I'd have to dive more into this, but yeah, it does feel like one where the books are kind of flirting with you to take. So. But it also means stay away because the Horned Frogs might win by 3 touchdowns.
Like that's also the fear there. Yeah, I'm sure once we get closer, we'll start to see like, oh, so and so, 80% of the public is taking UNC +3, and then at that point, that's when we run away from it. But like that's why I want to know, because if UNC is not supposed to be very good. I understand it, but just on the surface, my dumb brain is like, oh, you sure? Sure. Chapel Bill?
Chapel Bill.
Do you want to do that? Chapel Bill? You sure you want to do that? Yeah.
At home against the Horned Frogs.
I'll have an official pick for you. I'll say that will be one of my best bets for betting. I'll have a decision on that game by Friday's show, and I will make it one of my best bets. So there you go. Yeah, I think I'll have that and a few others, but yeah, I'm so excited, man. I know you're probably going to be locked into the games on Saturday just to experience that. And then just like that, 1 week away from the NFL. So we're locked in. Very excited. All right, real quick. We have just a few minutes left on the show. We have our Mount Rushmore of 88s. It's a loaded number, as you can expect, but want to give a quick shout out to one of our boys. Like I feel like he's one of our boys, Tommy Fleetwood. Fleet Nation in the Tour Championship, the final event of the PGA Tour season. Tommy Fleetwood, after something like 140 some events, has his first victory on the PGA Tour. It was awesome. He got it done. He played great on Sunday, and he for years has been like consistently a top 20 golfer in the world. Easily the best golfer in the world to never win a PGA Tour event. But he got it done, and what a heck of a time to do it as well in Atlanta. Yeah, no, I was thinking about this, and if I like that, the Tour champion came, not one of the top guys, but Tommy Fleetwood is one of the top guys. I mean, he is, and if you look at other sports, this is probably like a. So what was he in the nation? I mean, what was his overall ranking? Was he 4th, 5th? Like going in to the weekend? So, because I was trying to compare it, it's probably like a 3, 4, 5 seed win in the NCAA tournament. Like a little bit of a surprise, but not that. I mean, like a really consistent program winning.
So I don't mind it. I mean, people were talking about, well, he should have had 10 strokes back from Scotty and all that. I don't know. I'm glad they didn't do it that way. It made the weekend a lot more interesting.
So, yeah, Tommy Fleetwood last week was 10th. So he was 10th going into the tournament. Yeah. He's 6th now. So, like, a top 10 golfer in the world.
Yeah. So, I mean, so this is like a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament winning. This is, this is a 3. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't really an upset by any means because he had multiple tournaments. I mean, he's had so many over the years where he's nearly won, but it's just for whether it was his own performance just falling short or someone else just really elevating their game. He was on the losing end, and then finally he wins. So is he the champion of the year now? Like, how did it work? Because I know that it was kind of a weird system because it's still points based.
Right.
So is Tommy Fleetwood the ultimate champion, or is it Scheffler who was the champion? How does that work?
I'm not real sure how that works. I mean, in my mind, Scotty Scheffler is the overall winner of the year. I mean, it's hard to say anybody was a bigger winner than Scotty Scheffler this year. And Scotty had his chances to try to get back in the event this weekend. Didn't play great golf. He knew it. I heard his interview after. Basically, was like, I just wasn't sharp enough. I didn't play great golf, and what he end up tied for third or something like Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, like his worst golf, he finishes in 4th place.
Yeah. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievably good, and and Fleetwood made the right shots. I thought maybe Henley or one of the others would make a little bit of a run at him late, but they just couldn't sustain. And I kind of wanted to see Keegan Bradley do well because I think that's so intriguing. The Keegan Bradley story, so we're supposed to be announcing that soon, right?
Oh, for Ryder Cup?
Yeah, whether he's going to pick himself or not.
Yeah. I mean, he's had an amazing year. Probably should.
Yeah, I know, but like the tossing and turning of that decision, like because you're taking yourself. These other guys are really good, and. I mean, that's part of being a captain. Like, you got to make these decisions. But I mean, I was glad to see him have a good finish because if he does pick himself, I hope he doesn't get crucified. But no, I thought it was a good event, and it was a good final ending of the golf season here these last few weeks.
Oh yeah, very good. So, the official champion of the FedEx Cup is Tommy Fleetwood. So Yeah, so I guess the Tour Championship gave him enough to win. Guess it's enough points. So there's never been a repeat winner in the FedEx Cup. Fun fact.
Yeah.
So Scheffler was that close to being the first repeat winner, but Tommy Fleetwood gets it done. So
Cantlay was too. Cantlay was close too. Then
he was. Yeah. Cantlay was close. And Cantlay won 4 years ago. But I'm saying so people have won twice. Like Rory's won twice.
Okay,
But back to back. So that's my apologies there. Yeah, back to back. So Scotty would have been the first back to back winner if he got it done.
Okay, that makes sense. But that's interesting to see. I mean, Cantlay is just such an interesting golfer because he got hot there a couple years ago, but really hasn't been all that relevant, but then battled this weekend and he's top 30. So he must still be doing well, right?
Do you feel like he's kind of got a little bit of I don't know. He's not as jovial as some of the other guys that he golfs with.
Well, he's got to speed up, right?
He's got to speed up. Yeah. You know what it is? It's a common thing. A lot of these slower players are the ones that kind of have a little bit of a something off about their just attitude out there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do. But God, he's so slow playing on that. And Phil Mickelson was joking about it on Twitter. It's kind of interesting, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was the heel raises that he was doing as he was up on the tee. It was 26 times they counted that he lifted his heels up and down before he took his tee shot.
Right. And then Phil took that times whatever, and he's like, that's more calf raises than even I do, as a guy that has some of the biggest calves of all time. So, but no, the dude needs to speed up. He just needs to speed up. But obviously they're not really enforcing it. Didn't they say they might and then never really did?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So anyways, but it was a good event.
All right. Shall we wrap up our 1-year anniversary show with the Mount Rushmore of 88s? And I wish that hockey guy Dan was listening and with us, because I think that I'm going to say 88 might be the best overall hockey number ever.
Yeah, no, it's definitely moved to hockey more than any of these others. I can't remember another bigger hockey. I will start with Major League Baseball real quick, because I know we're going to spend more time with hockey. Luis Robert is number 88. Current
that
player.
Is true.
I do not recommend him on our Mount Rushmore at this point, but he is one I needed to mention. Really about the only real interest that I have in baseball.
I've had so many bad takes in my life, but one that will stand out to me is not a take that I had, but back in 2020 when I was on the radio with our old co-host Jim.
Yeah.
And this was Luis Robert. He had just come into the majors, and he was really good. And I remember explicitly Jim saying that if there was one young player in all of Major League Baseball that he would want to build his team around, it was Luis Robert. That perhaps explains why the White Sox are in the position that they're in now.
Yeah. Not a great take. Not a great take.
Yeah. Phil Matt and your buddy, former St. Louis Cardinal, is also 88 as well. He's worn it for his whole career. So anyway, all right.
Real quick in the NBA, Nicholas Batum wore it for 6 years with the Blazers from 2009 to 2015. Patty Mills wore it 2 years, and my buddy Markieff Morris has worn it the last 5 years, including 2 at the Lakers.
NBA champion Markieff Morris, a running joke with my buddies and I, we call him the Superior Morris because of I loved him on that Lakers team in 2020. He was awesome role guy, give you like 6 great minutes off the bench. But a big Markieff Morris guy here. So 88, but they're not going to be on the Rushmore.
Nope.
All right. I before we get to NFL, because I don't know how we're going to do this, man. So I'm going to tell you the hockey guys. So I'm going to have you cover NFL, but I'm going to give you the list of hockey guys, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, and this is in no particular order. I'm just going to give you some of the 88s that we have to choose from. So we'll start. Brent Burns. Great player. Great defenseman. All right. I hate saying his name. I know he disgusts you as well, but we have to say it. Patrick Kane, 88.
Yeah, for sure.
Eric Lindros, 88. Andre Vasilevsky, future Hall of Fame goalie, Tampa Bay Lightning, 88. My nickname for the day, Pasta, David Pastrnak of the Boston Bruins, 88. William Nylander, Toronto Maple Leafs. He's also number 88. This is hard. This is hard. And there's a couple other ones that are there, but I would say like Vasilevsky, Eric Lindros, Patrick Kane, Brent Burns, David Pastrnak. Like that's a loaded group. And that's a loaded group of guys that are sort of dudes that we know, and we knew how nasty they are. So this is going to be very hard.
Yeah, because the NFL's got a whole bunch. I mean, the Cowboys themselves with Des Bryant, Michael Irving, CeeDee Lamb's 88, right?
They gave all of their receivers the same. Just retire one of them.
Yeah.
Did not retire Michael Irvin's 88.
Tony Gonzalez for the Chiefs. Marvin Harrison Sr. wore 88. Antonio Bryant. Keith Jackson.
Lynn Swan.
Chris Carter. Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace. Man. I don't even know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So Alan Page is technically the best one. Longtime defensive tackle, Minnesota Vikings in the 60s, 70s. But like 88 to me, that's Marvin Harrison, Tony Gonzalez, Michael Irvin. with all due respect to Lynn Swan, some of the other guys, CeeDee Lamb. I don't know, man. By the way, speaking of Michael Irvin, have you watched any of the Cowboys documentary on Netflix?
Not one. Not 1 minute.
Not 1 minute. It is good. I feel like it could have been more like it could have probably dove in a little bit more. I feel like it was like something that they didn't want to make them look too insane. Like they didn't want to make Michael Irvin too insane. Which I learned this, and maybe you remember this because you're a little bit older than I am. Michael Irvin attacked his teammate with scissors and stabbed him in the neck.
I did. Yeah, I do remember hearing this story. Yeah,
I missed that. How is he not in prison for that?
So that mean, is he not qualified for our Hall of Fame then, or for our Mount Rushmore?
So, man, you know what? We have to factor in everything, and I would say yeah. And you could. I don't think if you were to say that you would take Marvin Harrison and Tony Gonzalez over Michael Irvin, I don't think that you could say, what, are you crazy? Like you're supposed to. Like Tony Gonzalez is unquestionably one of the top 4 tight ends in the history of the NFL. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And yeah. And so then it comes down to, okay, Marvin Harrison or Michael Irvin. Like I feel like I would take Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
So then we got to leave Michael Irvin off, which just sounds insane, but like that's what we got to do.
Yeah, leave him off, and his behavior just isn't up to our standards. So what's the one hockey guy?
Well, so we need 2 hockey guys, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Gonzalez and Harrison.
And Marvin Harrison, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are I think that's the best way to do it. I think we have to take 2 NFL, 2 NHL.
Yeah, I mean, Dan would be proud of that.
Yeah. So I'll say this with NHL: if we're going to leave Michael Irvin off due to, well, then again, I know where you're going here. I just thought of something. There's an elephant in the room with Marvin Harrison. Shit. All right. So all right, we can't. Then we have to make a line here that we can't leave. We can't have character concerns be a factor if we're going to put Marvin Harris.
Yeah.
You knew exactly. Like we both hit us at the same time. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I feel like if this gets out, this could be trouble for us. All right, real quick I was gonna say if we're gonna leave Michael Irvin off, I feel like we should leave Patrick Kane off too because of his taxi incident. Eric,
we'll let him off the hook. I mean, yeah, we're gonna be very forgiving.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. I also just don't want him on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. That ugly. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't want him on the Rushmore. So
agree.
What do you say for hockey? I think Eric Lindros should be one of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we have to decide. So if we're gonna leave Kane off, we're gonna leave off. This is our Rushmore. We're gonna leave him off. So then we got to decide: do we want to go Andre Vasilevsky or Brent Burns? Probably Vasilevsky, right?
Yeah, I think Vasi. Yeah, I think so. And you're not even mentioning Pasta.
No, I'm not. And that scares me a little bit because Pasta's awesome, but like Pasta also doesn't have a cup. Nope. He's got 4 All-Star appearances. Vasilevsky has Vasilevsky's 3, but like Vasilevsky's won a Vezina Award, 2 cups. Brent Burns doesn't have a cup yet. So I think that's what the determining factor is. Also, like how successful you were with Lord Stanley. I don't think did Lindros win the cup? No, he didn't. But yeah, this is tough, man. This is where I wish Dan was here to tell us what to do.
Right. Yeah.
I can tell you, he also would not want Patrick Kane on this Mount Rushmore. I can guarantee you that.
No, he would not. He definitely would not. Yeah. So Lindros and Vasilevsky, I think, can get it done for me. I think I can handle that.
Yeah.
Tony Gonzalez, Marvin Harrison. Andre Vasilevsky and Eric Lindros. I like that. I like that. I think that'll work.
I like that. And leaving off some really good players. And also, it dawned on me, too, with Dallas. So Drew Pearson, who was like their star receiver in the 70s as well under Tom Landry when those teams were winning Super Bowls. Drew Pearson was also 88. So the Cowboys just have this number 88 that they just give to all of their top receivers. They never retire it, and they're just going to keep wearing 88. Like, is that planned? Is that a planned thing that they're? It must be. It must be, right?
I mean, it's probably just as planned as looking into the sun the second half of primetime games, right? I mean, that's what they did at crazy.
It's like if I'm trying to think of a good comparison here. It's like if the Colts said, okay, every quarterback after Peyton Manning that we dub is going to be 18. So 18. Andrew Luck, you're going to wear 18. Anthony Richardson, here's 18. And you just keep using the number 18 for all your quarterbacks. But like the fact that the Cowboys did that with 88 and all of them hit and were stars.
I know.
All of them were amazing.
Yeah, it is wild. I never really realized how many 88s. Yeah, they're just not going to retire it, huh?
No, they'll keep going. So, fantasy tip for you: in about let's say 8 years or so, when CeeDee Lamb's gone, and the Cowboys draft a new receiver and give him 88, you buy that stock. You buy it, and you don't let go
because he's going to be good.
Because he's going to be really good. Yeah, that's the process. How's that for a process, buddy? That's how you know. The Cowboys are giving a guy 88.
88. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Perfect. All right, let's get out of here. We have went over this Mount Rushmore took. I knew it was going to be hard, but like it got complicated. It got weird. It got messy, but we made it work. And we kept the people that we don't like off the Rushmore, which I'm okay with. All right, reminder. A year later, since we started the show, you can still follow us at Stupid Sports Show, no W at the end. You can listen to all 88 episodes of our show wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. And Rodney is crushing it on the Substack right now. Every single day, he is sending picks directly to your inbox. So make sure to go to Substack, sign up for Stupid Sports Show, and get his picks every single day in the afternoon. He is up probably over 30 units for the year now.
Yeah. I haven't seen results from today, but there'll be a bunch of games coming over the next few days with football coming up. That's when you can just pile them on, and you got baseball coming, and you got basketball and hockey coming up soon. So there'll be a bunch.
All right, well, let's get out of here. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, about a year ago, it certainly wouldn't have been a year to the day. But
that's when we made the announcement.
That is when we made the announcement. Okay, so and I think we were on the air like the day later.
Yeah.
But so pretty much like about a year ago exactly, where Rodney and I decided, kind of on a whim, hey, you want to just start talking into microphones again? Like we were both kind of missing it, and we made it happen very fast. We like rushed together in less than 24 hours to get a show up, and here we are, 88 episodes later doing it, and we plan on doing it for a lot more. And as we hit football season, we're going to have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So I'm very excited for what the future holds.
Don't forget about Friday.
Yes, baby. Yes, that's the future. That's the future. Well, we finished. We have officially, no spoilers, but Rodney and I have completed our predictions. We went through all 32 team schedules. We picked win or loss. We crunched the numbers. We analyzed the data, and then we threw it out and just went by our guts and picked a win or loss for every single game. And I think you're going to really like what we came up with. So that's coming up Friday. That is Friday.
Friday will be an entire football show because we'll also have best bets for betting.
Love it. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Enjoy your night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. For Rodney Newpol, this is Tim Pasta Van Stratton signing off for the 88th episode of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton.